You work so hard. You show up every day. You do what's expected of you. But deep down, you know the truth. One paycheck shouldn't decide how your life turns out. But what if your evenings meant progress? What if your weekends built freedom? What if your laptop became more than just a screen? This isn't about quitting your job. It's about giving yourself options. While others scroll, you start building. Quietly, consistently, and on your own terms. No pressure, no guessing. Just a clear system you can run after work, before work, or whenever life gives you a turn. That's what Goldmine on hustlesafrica.com is for.
Tuesday.
Haikuzo. Makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja wasitafute.
Kweli una maana gani? Una maana wewe ni binadamu ya mavi ya kuku.
Mashamba yetu harambe.
Nguruwe kujikanga na mafuta yake. Na Afrika itakwisha.
Padani ya gosho. Ngai no mwega. Naende shode.
Wakati hiyo ilikuwa ukisema ngwe ndani ngwe
na Linda Mwananchi ndio ile vuguvugu ambayo imeleta Wakenya wote pamoja na imeongozwa na Sifuna. Kweli ama uongo? Kweli ama uongo? Kuna mtu aliapply kusema mahali atazaliwa? Kuna mtu aliomba mahali atazaliwa? Sote ni jabimo. Na ile vuguvugu inasukuma hiyo agenda ni Linda Mwananchi ya Sifuna na Babu. La pili, mimi nimeangazia sera ambazo zinaweza sukuma Kenya mbele. Na nikaona la kwanza, lazima tupatie priority mambo za factories na manufacturing. Na hii serikali nimeona wanaongezea ushuru kampuni ambazo zinatuandika kazi. Mpaka zinatoka Thika, zinatoka Mount Kenya, vijana wanakosa kazi Kenya mzima. Kweli ama uongo? La pili, tuko supposed kupatia priority maneno ya education. Na ya tatu, maneno ya healthcare. Nikiangalia katika hawa serikali wanasema ya kwamba ati ile kazi kubwa wamefanya ni kutengeneza nyumba. Kuna mtu ana nyumba hapa? Kuna mtu ana nyumba ya serikali hapa? Kunae? My view, hiyo pesa ya housing levy ipelekwa kwa masomo, mashule yote ya day school iwe free. Sindio? So far serikali imechukua 120 billion Kenya shilling kwa housing levy. Free day school education inataka only 40 billion. Watoto wote wasome bila malipo. Sindio? Ya tatu ni mambo inahusu healthcare. Sisi ambao tuko kwa county tuna struggle na refund ya SHA. Tungetaka serikali ilete pesa hizo tuweze kupatiana better healthcare kwa sisi sote Kenya. Sindio? La mwisho ile imesema nije ni support hawa vijana. Kwanza nimeambia huyu rafiki yangu Sifuna wakiwa na Babu na Orengo watafuta wa Munyoro. Sindio? Watafuta nani? Mimi hakuna kitu nataka. I only want a better Kenya, a better.
All right. Hello there, people of the internet. My name is Duchegero, and this is Political Headache coming to you at 7:30 from the city of Glasses. Today we have started at 7:39 because of things that we could not avoid. Thank you very much and welcome to the program. I have with me Mr. Odhiambo, who is today sporting a green whatever. Odhiambo,
This emerald.
Emerald.
Jana mlimeka na mauve.
Mauve. Yesterday I was having a mauve.
Jana nani alikuwa sema that color is called mauve.
Mauve. Mauve.
What is it called, nani?
I think it is mauve.
Mauve.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this.
But I think they should give you some tea. I feel like you need tea.
Oh, they will bring
it's a bit cold. Nani utaenda kumtengenezea chai. Jamaa kunywe chai. Anyway, people of the internet, today we were at the, what is it called? Linda Mwananchi, a festival in Thika. And I don't know, Odhiambo, what do you think about what was going on there?
When you go to a market in Africa,
okay,
two things normally happen. At the marketplace, there are people who entertain people. I don't know if you've seen it.
Okay.
Like when you go to most of the local markets,
yeah,
you always find people who have come with powder, which are very colorful, yeah? And they try to explain to people how powder does what, when it's mixed with water and what it means. Some of them talk about Illuminati at the market, and most of them talk about so many other interesting issues. And you find so many people gather around this snake oil merchants, yeah? And then you find also an interesting group which normally are at their stalls by their goods. They're often selling their goods, okay? And at the end of the day, something interesting happens. People who come to the market to buy goods will always buy the goods and go with. But people who come to the market also not to buy goods, just to watch. They're the majority. But at the end of the day, the essence of the market is to promote trade. So when there's no trade, then there's nothing happening. What I'm saying is, if you look at what happened in Thika today, it was the same thing. It's excitement. And so many people turned up, you know, and because they want to hear some message from this beautiful team that presented in Thika. Of course, the numbers were very good. The turnout was amazing. Kudos to them and the mobilizers there. And I don't know if there was anything that they went home with. Maybe we will find out as we proceed.
We will find out as we.
Yeah. You also watched the rally.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Let me ask you a question. What do you think? You cannot be asking me questions every time.
Well, man, I wanna give you a picture, and I wish they had the picture of what was going on. What I saw was when something that interested me was when they were coming from Thika, and they were on the highway, and they slowed down at some juncture, and I saw Sifuna squeezing out of the car on top of that ODM car that he's having.
Yes, the Prado.
The Prado, the
yes.
ODM Prado.
Yes.
And then I saw Faith squeeze out again, all right? And then another one squeezed out. And so we had Sifuna on the left.
Yeah.
I think on the left, yes. And then we had Faith on the far right, and then Pauline Njoroge squeezed in between them, and they were you.
It was a squeeze.
You know something about girls is that the huku top can be very small, eh?
Yeah.
Things change.
Yes.
And so they were pushing Sifuna to the other side. By the way, my camera is too bright. I don't know what has happened to my camera. It's too bright. You need to take it back to where it was. All right, and then so they were pushing Sifuna.
Yeah.
But you see, it's a huge shift. All right, from when they started Linda Mwananchi.
Yeah.
They used to be men jostling around, and there were many of them jostling around and trying to be on top of those cars.
Yes.
But today I saw Sifuna having the two girls, that is Faith Odhiambo and Pauline Njoroge, squeezing up there, and it was very interesting to see. And I don't want to dim the lights of these two women, but you could see how much the energy has suddenly gone down. All right? Because I think there is something very macho and very masculine about politics. And although women come with their presence, but what it now shows is that it's no longer the big flags that used to sway. But now you're seeing, and last time we talked about Pauline Njoroge, and I don't want us to, and I think we will continue talking about her because she's a very new face of Linda Mwananchi now. And a lot of people are asking her place in Linda Mwananchi. And then we have Faith Odhiambo now entering the bandwagon. And so it was just strange for me that I saw that, and I used to see the Orengos and everybody else. Hamisi is gone, you know, in protest. He's not just gone, but he's gone completely in protest.
Yes.
Okay? And so that is what I see. The other thing that I saw was Irungu Kang'ata and his place in the new dispensation, because I think Linda Mwananchi is now getting into a new dispensation whereby some people are falling off, some are joining, and there are a lot of questions as to why these people are joining. And at the tail end of his speech, which you will hear, he says something very interesting, that I want you to be working, you young men, go to Grigiji and Kalonzo Musyoka and find out whether you can work together. And those are very, very interesting. Another interesting thing that a lot of people are talking about is who sends Pauline Njoroge to the camp. And so those are the things that I am seeing. Away from that, I'm also seeing Kalonzo Musyoka and what he's trying to do. You also see Matiang'i and what he's trying to do. You also see one of the most interesting things that I think these people do not have is the paper and the contract that was signed between Wetangula, Mudavadi, and Ruto. I don't know how he got his hands on it. But here is the booklet, the entire shebang. He was reading it word for word. So, I wish you guys had that video. It is very, very interesting and very, very funny because he's reading it word for word. And he's after reading everything that Kalonzo Musyoka, that Wetangula and Mudavadi got, and he's saying, very good. And then he praises praises Mudavadi and Wetangula for being good lawyers, that they were able to do what exactly he should have done. Okay, but because he was a Christian and these other guys were lawyers, they did the best. But then at the tail end of that contract, he talks about all the things that Wetangula, Mudavadi, and his children has gotten. But then he goes to what the people of Western were supposed to get. And he counts all of them. And then after he's done, he's asking the crowd, Iko. Crowd inamwambia hakuna. Iko. Hakuna. It was just very, very funny. Yeah. So that is what I actually think about the whole thing.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Linda Mwananchi is beautifully keeping itself busy as usual, as I've always said. I really think it's a good show. It's a good show, good enough for TV.
Good enough for TV.
Yeah, but I don't know if it will. I don't know. Let me just leave it at that. It can convert in the scale of or in the evolution of marketing. Let me have it as such.
Okay.
That when you're introducing a new product into the market, and marketers who are online, who are watching us, will be able to share with us. One, you do something called activations.
Yeah.
Activations is normally the awareness. Then you go to engagements. From engagements, then you go into conversions.
Yeah.
Conversions is now where you close through sales. Okay? But I think the very first point is always the PR. Like, what's your PR looking like with the people? So I think Linda Mwananchi's PR is super good. Because there's already a template that they're riding on, which is the template of dissatisfaction and disillusionment by a sect of the country. Of course, we're in a democracy. We can't have it absolute. The people who will definitely be against the regime. And then we have, they move very well into the activation. And I believe this stage is activation. My only worry for them is how long will they be in the activation stage? They need to move very fast into the other stages. But in that, I find Sifuna aborting the life cycle of Linda Mwananchi, because he's running very fast to discuss already with the opposition instead of allowing Linda Mwananchi to take its full course. Because I say that in this regard. If you look at, is doing a mistake that, allow me to say, Raila has done before. If you look at Babu Owino is going for governor. It's very clear. If you look at Orengo is contesting against ODM in Siaya. Of course, his ground looks very good. But again, 1 year is too long in politics. Things could shift fundamentally. But also Orengo is known that he's gunning for a second term in Siaya. That's what they're saying there. But Upper Juko media is toying with the idea of the presidency. Okay? I told you the other time that Orengo has what I call arrested adolescence in terms of presidential ambitions. He aborted it along the way, and he wants to get back to it. And there's nothing wrong with it, I mean. It's just fine. If you look at Irungu Kang'ata, who is a guest, is not a member substantive of Linda Mwananchi, but of course that is where the sobriety level that he has would work best at Linda Mwananchi. He cannot be outright with DCP yet, but I think DCP is his final home, because for him to gain a second term as a governor, he has to align with them. That said, Sifuna is the one who's doing injustice to this whole thing, because it should be making a structure, Jagiru, a strong structure that is going to the ground, that is going to convert on the ground, but it's not having that structure, and seemingly is not interested in running that structure. Because all this that is happening, my biggest question at the end of the day is, where is the structure of Linda Mwananchi? Where is the grassroots? Where is there something called Go TV? Get out the vote. Where is get out the vote strategy? Do they have it? And if they have it, for who are they having it? So it's interesting. A lot of things happening. It's interesting that also we had a conversation with Faith Odhiambo when we were hosting our event, you remember, at Social House. Yeah. And I remember in the holding room, I did ask her, Your Excellency, because then she was a president of the LSK. I did ask her, Your Excellency, so where are you going to after your term is done? Are you going into politics? I remember telling me, not really. But I suspect Faith Odhiambo is going to run for Senate of Nairobi. She's going to compete against Joachim Simiyu, our very own, against Jalango. And I believe Faith Odhiambo stands a very good chance of getting Senate for Nairobi, because she has the credence and the legitimacy of that particular seat. The only question I have is, which wave is she going to ride on? If she's going to ride on Linda Mwananchi, we look at the structure.
A lot of people have been unhappy with the question of, and people of the internet. Today, what we are discussing is the fact that Linda Mwananchi was in Thika. Yeah. And therefore, the questions that we have not gotten answers to will keep coming up. Okay? So, a lot of people are claiming that why, even Adrian has said that, why are you always talking about structure? I mean, it's a movement, it's not a political party. And I think that one needs clarification. If it is a movement, like for example, the one for South Africa, EFF, correct? What does a movement does not have to have a structure or what is going on, because if, and I have to give it to them that it is one of the most amorphous, projects that I've seen in Kenya in a long time, where we have a lot of people sort of sympathizing. And if there is money being given to them, then we also talk about empathy. So you see people that are not necessarily part of this team joining them. And it is like people who are in war, okay? And they're saying, we will give you some of our generals to help you with your war, but then they will return home. So for example, we have Pauline Njoroge probably as a general from the Jubilee, coming to Linda Mwananchi, and then I don't know whether she's going to return home or she's going to stick here, or at some point they are going to go away. And we are going to be discussing these people and what they actually, the new entrants bring to Linda Mwananchi. But it's very interesting. And I'm just thinking that my thinking is that it is perhaps naivety that you are collecting all these people to add to your voice without exactly interrogating as to why they are crossing over to your side and going to report the other side.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
So then, who is the fool here? Are they the people, is it the group that is being joined, or the group that is joining, or the Kenyans that are watching from their television homes? You understand? So that is the question that I'm struggling with in the way they do this thing. They have said that we are doing this thing to confuse Ruto and to confuse a government that can actually kill or maim or do something like that. But if you're an adult like me, you begin to see through that bullshit. That is not really what you're saying, because we can see what is going on. We can see that that this gentleman, Amis, is very pissed off and is protesting in every, radio station he goes to. And he keeps pigaing his kifua and saying that I'm the one who started this thing. So their structure, therefore, is something that is very interesting to understand and interrogate. And I'm asking you, why do you want them to have structure and they are not even a political party, perhaps?
All right, so let's look at political strategy. Because people who just talk and don't understand why they're talking piss me off real bad. Because you need to have a clean understanding or a clear understanding of why am I speaking about something.
Okay.
Now, if you question, genuinely, you're questioning about why structure.
Okay.
Or the audience that is questioning why structure.
Okay.
For the purposes of understanding, that's a very good approach.
Yeah.
But why structure with the voice of disdain that we don't need it?
Okay.
You're sounding to me like supporters of you're supporters of a politician, but you don't have votes. You're not going to turn up to vote. Like you are supporting Bobi Wine in Uganda.
Yes.
It's a huge movement.
Yes.
But you're a Kenyan. Do you think it's going to make sense for him?
No.
Or you're a supporter of BCJ in Uganda, but you don't have arms. And Museveni has said the only way he can get out of that seat is if you go to the bush.
Yeah.
So you being part of a movement, and people being part of a movement, does not really convert into anything. The pain that many people have in this country is that they are looking for a savior. They think that the government, the regime, is too bad. They're looking for a savior. And that savior is going to come from some particular place. But even those who are on the other side, and I'm looking at this as a strategist now, even those who are on the other side are just laughing. Because, number one, Jagero, the person who defines what an election is about then wins that election or controls the narrative of the election. So today, if we ask, what is this election about? Can you tell me? Can anybody tell me what this election is about? Nobody's defining what it's about. Ruto is saying constantly, development, watuambie plan yao. Development, watuambie plan yao. This guy is saying, our plan is only Ruto, one time, go home, nothing else. Which one is most likely going to elicit debate? Is it the questions on development, the processes that were followed, or just one time I ended to? Are people going to get tired somewhere along the way? Because if it's just about one term, okay, is there a way that things can be done to change this? Of course, and I can tell you. If it is just us saying that, sisi tumechoka, okay, that victim mentality is a very good mentality, by the way. But is it going to resolve the problems that Kenyans have? Even Ruto, when he was with Uhuru Kenyatta, and was disagreeing with Uhuru Kenyatta and that regime, yeah, he did not just shout, Uhuru Kwena na Raila. No, he gave a plan. He said, this is my plan. This is how we're going to solve the issues of Kenyans that I think are...
Which was pretty solid.
Which was pretty solid, okay? Even if some of them are not being... But you can see there's a plan. And so the biggest question is, what's the plan? That's the first structure question. So if Linda Mwananchi is structurally inefficient, then it doesn't have the capacity to have structural integrity that leads into an election. Because when I look at an election, Jagero, an election is a legal issue. It's not just political. The actualization of an election is actually absolutely legal, because there are the definitions how elections are happening in this country. And presidential elections happen at the polling stations, right? They say the result announced at the polling station cannot be negated. by any other person. Once it's announced, that's it. Okay? You can only tally, you can only collate. And even that collation, with the age of AI, should be automated. That within hours, we are able to know. And we should not wait for IEBC to tell us. We should be able to see that this thing has been collated and Sifuna has won the presidency, Kalonzo has won, and Ruto has lost, or whichever case. Okay? Now, today, if we ask here, in the individual polling stations where these people are voting, where our audience are voting, can they tell us that they have a structure of Linda Mwananchi representation at the polling station? Or do they think that it just happens out of nowhere and people just say, oh, structure must be there. Structure provides frame for this organization. Now, Jagero, if you lack structure in politics, something happens.
Okay.
You are open for something called espionage. You can be infiltrated. The most porous team in Kenya today, political team that is very porous in intelligentsia, is Linda Mwananchi. I have accessed information from Linda Mwananchi that I should never access. That I should never access by any limit and standard. There's a confession. I have accessed very deep information from Linda Mwananchi, which I should never access as a commoner. Because I'm not their strategist. I'm not part of them. I'm not their thinker. I don't do anything with them. But I can access that level of information. Two, when you're saying that somebody can just pop from the car, Pauline Njoroge, pop from the car, and they're there. Image is very, very important. You try and ask around if you can pop out of the car with President Ruto, or if you could pop out of the car with Raila.
Why do you make it look bad, bro?
Because it's image. There's an image it sends that when you're popping out of the... By the way, can I tell you?
Okay.
The example that I'm aware of.
Okay.
For you to pop out of the car with Raila, back then, there were two things that were happening to you.
Okay.
Either you are reconciling, okay?
Okay.
Or, wewe ulikuwa unaachwa, because when Raila wanted to finish you, it would bring you too close. So those that you will sit within a car, like Anyang' Nyong'o, like Mombasa governor, then Joho now, you know, whenever they will pop, it was for some significance, there's some show. And it will be serious organization. Because not everybody will just walk into Raila's car and say, Mina nataka na baba, then pop up. Even Ongondowere, who, the late, when he tried to get to Raila's car, he had to just get in because people were going to kill him in Joff. Was it Joff? No. Jaramogi Oginga Foundation. Yes. Yes. Okay? So, there are so many people in Linda Mwananchi who are working against it. And that's why it is not moving. Without a structure, there is no clear chain of command. Because today, what is the clear chain of command in Linda Mwananchi? Do we know? Who is who in Linda Mwananchi? We appreciate Sifuna is the de facto leader. De facto. But can he reward? And what is he rewarding? Does he have certificates of nomination to reward? Can he punish? Is there a structure that can punish? Is there a disciplinary committee that can deal with the issues?
Somebody will tell you that it is too early to have those structures.
It is not too early. It is important to have them the earliest possible time. Because what if, Jagero? What if, and I'm being the devil's advocate, and this is what I do. Okay. I'm just being the agent provocateur here. Okay. Just to make them think, not because I hate them. No, nobody hates Linda Mwananchi. Of course, they do something beautiful. Just trying to think critically. Today, a few months ago, on this very desk, we did discuss about Linda Mwananchi being registered, and the registrar of political parties saying no. This name cannot be registered. Will you be shocked in 3-4 months or 5 months if it appears that somebody already registered Linda Mwananchi? It happened to Raila. It has happened in this country where people have had to buy parties from other people. If you lack structure, it means even your party can be registered, because it will be very difficult today, Linda Mwananchi, to transition into a political party. Because how? And why is that name being denied registration? Have you asked yourself that question critically? Mbona wanakataa kuregister hii jina?
Walikataa because Linda Mwananchi is very close to the security apparatus. Like Linda Mwananchi, the government is the one that Linda's Mwananchi. So that is on that basis.
And you believe that that's a reason enough?
It could be an excuse,
It's a flimsy excuse. And I can tell you confidently that that's a flimsy excuse because nobody has patented the name Linda Mwananchi anywhere. Okay? Or in democratic movement, that is huge. Huge. United Democratic Alliance, those are even more threatening than Linda Mwananchi. Okay? So what I'm saying is this. With the lack of structure, these guys don't have a party because they don't have structure. These guys don't have party structures which then make decisions. Because today, somebody in Linda Mwananchi will just wake up and cross over to another party and that is it. You'll do them nothing. We can say, oh, wait, 2027 is too far, you know. Of course, 1 year is too long in politics. But the legal bit is timed. It's timed. Remember, you have to be a member of a political party 3 months before nomination is done. Are you aware of that? At least 3 months before nomination is done. You can't just jump from your head, chup, you may get political party and take a nomination. You will not get. So when is the registration happening?
And the Firimbi is blown by IBC somewhere around April.
Yes. And they give about, I think, April, they give about 1 month or 2 to submit the names. I think it's 1 month actually.
Yeah.
Submit the names, then they declare campaigns open. Campaign period is always 3 months, 3, 4, open. And you have to submit. These are our candidates.
But something that is also very interesting, Mr. Odhiambo, is that we have heard and we have known that this whole project was started as Kenya Moja by Caleb Amisi. Caleb Amisi, after that, decided to go and start a political party. Renaissance
People Renaissance Movement.
People Renaissance Movement.
Which is too difficult for the commoner to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's a story for another day. But now the only person that had the party is pissed off and has left. Do you think that this takes them how many steps behind?
It takes them very many steps behind, and they know it. Because what Caleb Amisi did was to delegitimize Linda Mwananchi. He legitimized it to some extent. Of course, in the public, it is not. You know, there is something that Mundalo likes talking about, and I agree with him absolutely. It's called sentimentalism.
Okay.
All right? Sentimentalism does not convert at the voting day or on the voting day, where we are trying to attach meaning to words and how things look like. That is sentimentalism. That, oh, Jagger, you know, your beard makes you look like XYZ. Sentimentalism. Oh, your beard makes you look XYZ, or it makes you look like this, or mean this to other people. It's a very useless argument. Because at the end of the day, I'm telling you, presidential elections are about who turned up and voted for you at the voting booth or the ballot.
The other question that I wanted to ask you is, in an election cycle like the one where we are taking a sharp bend.
Yes.
There is a lot of mutiny inside the other united opposition, and you can see them, you know, swaying around and trying to find what is our channel that we are going to take. And the psyche of the voter is very important, and I wanted to ask you about the psyche of the voter. At what point do voters make their decisions?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Voters make their decisions at the ballot. The Mali wanna tick. The booth. That's a question we can do a random sampling here, in fact. Can we do it? Random sampling. This guy, Nani Frank, when did you make your decision on a presidential candidate in the last election? Before the voting day. Now, when you went into the booth, when you were voting, what influenced you choosing X and leaving Z? Ideologies. Now, most candidates, most voters would make their decisions in that ballot, because in that ballot booth, that's the time that you are ticking. That's the time that you're choosing. That's the time you make the decision. I can tell you. And when that happens, what strikes most is identity. That's why you can see a particular candidate, akiita rally, imejaa kweli kweli, imejaa, but people are not identifying with him or her. But that particular candidate,
why then are they coming to that marketplace to have a look at them?
It is mob psych. It's mob psych. Oh, nani amekuja hapo, wacha tuende tuangalie nini inafanyika. Tuende tuangalie nini inafanyika. Like if you want to get the attention of most Africans, just light a fire. Light a fire somewhere, weka tile katikati ya barabara na wakishe moto. Alafu simame hapo. Fire pulls people in. So if you're a firebrand, you will pull people in. Okay? Then guys will come. But when, like you are aware, most people are saying, Rigathi is a very good person in terms of, telling us what is happening. But now if it comes to voting him, people are being reservists. They're saying, no, hapo kwa voting, ebu kanyaga kidogo. Kanyaga kidogo hapo kwa voting. Yeah? So what time do people make a decision to vote? Mob psych, one. They could make a decision as a community. They could make a decision as an individual. Remember, the majority are always wrong. This is something I will always say. The majority will always be wrong. The majority will never be right.
What do you mean by that?
Because they don't have independent thinking.
What do you mean by that?
Independent thinking implies that you are given autonomy and granted the space to think about a candidate, that you make a decision about that candidate. You vet a candidate. But normally, I'm just reading here, normally, people are not given that chance to think independently because communication is done en masse, what we call mass communication. Now, when mass communication is done, it means you're being influenced on a single line. You're not allowed to query it. That's why love, relationships, yeah, that's love still, politics and religion do not welcome logic. Those who normally vote this, wakina Maraga, they're the people who normally think, by the way. The ones who vote Maraga, the ones who, because they query themselves. Kiom Tata,
Peter Kenneth,
you name, who else?
Wajakoya.
Wajakoya is a madman. This one who sings.
The one who sings.
There's a blind man who sings.
Oh, okay. I know him. He sounds like Ruben Kigame.
Kigame, yeah?
Yes.
Those ones who vote these minority candidates, they normally are thinkers. Because they're saying, why am I going to vote? Because for someone to decide, I'm going to vote for Ruben Kigame. This is not a man who is popular on TV. But why am I going to vote him? It's not about community. They're verified. People will vote for Maraga, thinkers. But is the public thinking? The public majority does not think. They just show up. Rombe. We are going. This is the way we are going. In fact, at one time, in this country, you remember there was a very huge movement where people were being told, Nikisema left, Nikisema right. And that's how people used to do things. When that fellow said left, everybody was going left, even if it was a slaughterhouse. Right, everybody. Drrr. Okay? And that is what is still happening. So, is there a possibility that in 2027, without a structure, Sifuna and his team will command anything meaningful? No, zero. Now, let's look at the political capital that these guys are coming in with. If you look at Pauline Njoroge.
Do we have a video of Pauline Njoroge? It's a video that we had of Pauline Njoroge saying something in a conversation, right? Yeah, let's play that one. I hope it is not too long.
He was the high rep for infrastructure development, and his role was really under NEPAD. So I would travel. I'll still travel with him for some of his meetings. So this is a man I had, but the AU campaign had really brought us close. I saw him as a father. Like he was as a father, and he would treat us as so. So to imagine that this man was normal, it was very hard. And then it came at a point where I had just come from surgery myself, so I can't even be there for the burial. But we lost. I was like, Africa lost when they didn't vote for him in February, but now, as a country, we've lost, and as a continent, now we have lost.
That is just talking about Raila, right?
Yeah.
So that is you want
what political capital does Pauline Njoroge bring to Linda Mwananchi?
Yeah, I want to
for picture purposes, she brings very good optics, very good aesthetic value.
Don't start with pictures.
No, Jagero, don't be shy of
Can we
facts.
talk about who she is first?
Okay, talk about
Pauline
who she
Njoroge is a Kenyan digital communications and political strategist, blogger, and political commentator. She's a founder and CEO of Ebony Analytics Africa, with 615,000 followers on a verified X account. Okay, and on our X account it says Bio CEO Ebony Analytics Africa. All right, and so she was born in Githiga, Githunguri, Kiambu County. She rose from humble beginnings, hawking on the streets, to a communications career spanning NEPAD, Kenya Secretariat, the Presidency of Kenya, NEPAD, and then the African Union. So she managed the second AU Men's Conference and received the Head of State Commendation HSC in 2017. She holds a master's degree in international and global studies from the University of Nairobi. Politically, Pauline Njoroge has run digital campaigns for TNA in 2013, Jubilee 2017, and the Azimio Raila Odinga Martha Karua ticket in 2022. She was on Raila's 2024-2025 AU Commission chairmanship campaign team and is close to former President Uhuru Kenyatta. Okay, she serves as Jubilee Party Deputy Organizing Secretary, a vocal critic of the Ruto administration. She was arrested in July 2023 in Watamu over a tweet. She has signaled intent to run for Nairobi seat in 2027 and has publicly endorsed Babu Wina for Nairobi governor. She has been associated with Linda Mwananchi since last February 2026. Now, there is something interesting here before you go into her political capital that I want to ask you about, is that she's very close to former President Uhuru Kenyatta. Underline, she serves as Jubilee Party Deputy Organizing Secretary. Jubilee Party Deputy Organizing Secretary. I want to ask you a question on that. In which world, on which part of the earth, are you a Jubilee, a party Deputy Organizing Secretary, but is also in another movement, popping out of the car with somebody else that looks like a presidential candidate? What does that tell you about the relationship that Pauline Njoroge and Jubilee and Linda Mwananchi is having? That kind of triangle relationship.
Before I answer that,
okay,
there is something that I need to underscore.
Okay.
For quite a number of Kenyans who saw Sifuna to be a clear alternative and solution to their problems, a Nairobi legacy politician outsider who will come and solve radically, who is representing Raila's ideals, who will do something revolutionary about their plight. Quite a number are disappointed because of the tainting that is now coming in with association with people like Pauline Njoroge. When Pauline Njoroge was in power with Kibicho and Uhuru Kenyatta, we also what she was blogging. What was she blogging? She was blogging all the vitrials from Uhuru Kenyatta against whoever that was going against Uhuru Kenyatta. It was all, they wrote all manner of things, by the way, against people who are opposing Uhuru Kenyatta. So now all of a sudden, Pauline is clean, laundromat. Now she's good. Now we can give her what she wants. She's good looking. Let's give her something in Nairobi. You know, she's a good woman. She's Deputy Secretary General's due of what? Of Jubilee, a bygone era. Pauline knows very well in her mind that she comes from a bygone era. She's in the history of this country. And only if Kenyans were not thinking emotionally, then we would subject Pauline to very serious measurements and say, this girl, there's a place where she comes from. And unless she helps us get the solution to the problems, because she cannot be talking about Linda Mwananchi, whereas they're the people who messed Mwanainchi. So you can't Linda me after messing me. Okay? It is good, it's a democratic right. But we are not looking at the merit of your lindering. And that's what I'm saying. Without that structure that we're running away from, these people are becoming too open and they're being read and they're being mastered and they're being done a nice one. And you will see. It's a matter of time. Misa ametoka. Si ungoje. Hiyo inaitwa attrition. Attrition ni kukata pole pole kidogo until when you arrive at something called atrophy. So we'll have political atrophy. What is political atrophy? Is now where you try to speak and it becomes painful. Okay? Where you try to talk to the people and the people are just saying no.
It's like going to the loo when you're constipated.
No.
Why are you saying a big no? Have you been properly constipated in the morning, bro? Have you because that sounds to me like atrophy.
The best way to describe atrophy.
Okay. No.
is going to be a weird one, but I will use it, right?
Okay.
When you talk about women entering menopause,
okay,
they normally have something called vaginal atrophy.
Okay.
Vaginal atrophy is when the walls of the vagina becomes it doesn't have the creases and that they had when they were younger.
Okay.
So when they try to have sex, it becomes painful.
Okay.
That is the best way I can explain it.
Okay. It was not mine, but go ahead.
I'm sorry if this is offensive, but
okay,
it's the best way I can explain it. Right, right Nani, how you're Cindy?
Yeah.
So political atrophy is like that. You've reached at the end of your usefulness politically. Okay. And so when you try to speak, people do not listen to you. Like Minor Commander today, he's in political atrophy. That's an example. Okay. Let me look at who else. Who can you mention that you think is in political atrophy? Ojuang Kombudo. Ojuang Kombudo is in political atrophy.
Yeah, Justin Muturi.
Justin Muturi is in political atrophy.
People will be also.
Who else? Let's scan around the country. Enrico's gay.
Enrico's gay.
Is political atrophy.
Alfred Katerno.
Kidero Evans.
Yes.
Political atrophy. So many more. People who, when they try to speak today, whatever. Yeah. Apana. Now, once people start doing this to you, just know that you in a rally. In a rally.
They're doing this?
They're doing this. Unaona kama yule nani, yule jamaa wa Trans Nzoia. Yeah. So Tawi is forcing the political atrophy to come to life. Because if now Wetangula and whoever, Akina Okwa, if they refuse to go back there and do proper mobilization, like you see Wetangula has gone back to the ground. Yeah. Have you seen? He's talking to the elders. Yeah? So many of them, all the time, you know, seen about Tuko. I may not be the best. I don't know if have you heard of that audio that Wetangula talks about it, that where Wetangula says, yeah, we are not the best. I'm not be the best, but I'm the one that is present now. You have to make do with what is.
That is the height of political atrophy.
Exactly. So,
but back to my question.
So people like Pauline Njoroge, she comes from a regime where that whole team suffered political atrophy. Those who refused to transition then ended in the annals or ended in the abyss of political oblivion. And trying to recreate themselves, it's only fools who don't know them that will recognize them. And I'll tell you this quite courageously, that people who don't know a con man will always be convinced that the con man is the best in terms of how they sell things. Because a con man will come to you with the most flowery language. So they've messed, like how thieves operate, yeah? A thief robs in, let's say, Mombasa. Then actually, huko, he leaves Mombasa. Where does he go to? He comes to Nairobi. When he comes to Nairobi, he's new, brand new. That thing you want to say, brand new second hand.
Yeah, brand new second hand.
Yes.
What they call camera.
What they call camera. So his cam is wearing nice suits, you know, he's speaking good English, and you name it, all that. But this person is a mess in another life that has come from. This is what Pauline Njoroge is. Forgive me for my tough whatever about her. But it's unforgivable. For me, people who came from that regime and are not confessing their sins and are not willing to share with us where the loot is, so that we're going to bring it back, so that Kenyans get jobs, so that we are able to pay debts. In fact, this debt should be written off. They're pretending. So, out for me. In fact, she will try very hard. And this may sound like hate, but Pauline Njoroge is going to try very hard to rise into any political position.
Now to my question.
Which was your question?
You are so blinded by hate, you don't even see my question. I asked you a question.
That's okay.
I asked you I asked you a question that she's a party leader from another party.
Yes.
But is cruising over here and pooping out of cars. Okay? But also, so I wanted you to tell me what is going on. Why has she been sent? Who has sent her from Jubilee?
Of course, it's common sense. We all know who has sent her from Jubilee.
To come and do what?
To come and become the bridge.
How?
This will, because
why don't you just talk properly and tell me what
she's their age mate. She's their age mate. Pauline's about 40. She's the age mate of Edwin Sifuna. They're about 40 as well, or 47. They're about. they're averagely 37, 38, 39, 40 there. Your age group, 35 to 45.
Okay.
Majorly. So, wanazaelewana kwa lugha. Okay? Then, is it a union of a concrete plan that is going to deliver Kenyans from somewhere? Or is it a union of hate? Because you're calling me here to be a hate monger. But are these people also united by hate towards one particular person? Yes. 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 It is hate. Because if it was a plan, I could tell you Sifuna would be standing out and saying, Mimi, this is the plan I have for Kenyans. And Kenyans will rally behind him, including Odhiambo Tino seated here. My pain with him is that he has refused to take leadership. Who? Sifuna. So he's cutting around, and so people like Pauline Njoroge are becoming a bridge. Because do you think Uhuru will just retire and go and say, mimi nimeretire, mimi nimeacha maneno mingi? Do you know why he's still having Wakina Pauline running around? It is because he wants them to protect his interest. And what are his interests? Things like prosecution, which could be in the offing. A mad president will someday come to this country. People like Uhuru will be put in jail. Some mad president will come someday. It may not be now. But Ruto would have done it. I don't know why he's afraid. So he needs people who can, Uhuru still need people who can threaten. They can walk around in high heels, and others who can talk very loudly, and then things go on for them. Anyway, wajinga ni sisi at the end of the day. Because we forget very fast.
Sisi ndio wajinga.
Yes, we have memory. Cognitive atrophy.
Cognitive atrophy.
Where when we try to.
So then what does she bring?
When we try to remember the ills that have happened to us, it is too painful that we don't want to think. We're saying, Eri, we do with what is there. Anyway, what does she bring to the team of Sifuna? Zero. Communication, zero. You can see their digital media. It's Abi Zuena who is always trying to do something about the communication. Pauline Njoroge knows what to do, but they're not doing it because they're not releasing even finances properly to these guys. I'm sure. I've asked some of them, how are you guys surviving? They're saying, huyu jamaa hatupatii pesa yote. Ni nyinyi mnasema huyu jamaa tupatie pesa. Kuna si watu wake wako hapo.
Uhuru is known to be stingy, right?
He's not, most rich men are stingy. There's no rich man who will give you money for free.
Yeah.
You must give value.
I know, but I also know that the rich men that have worked for the money, has Uhuru worked for the money?
Yes, Uhuru has worked for the money.
He has worked to make sure that it is preserved.
Yes. He's too afraid. And most rich people anyway never give money, and Uhuru is just one of them.
But then I also want to ask you, in as far as giving money to politicians, to your enemies, quote unquote, is concerned.
Yeah.
If, for example, Uhuru decides to give, let's say, because Hamisi tried giving some, and he's crying on his way out. Right?
Hamisi is not crying. Is alili pesa. Hamisi is an ideologue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. But what I'm saying, I'm not saying that he's crying on his way out.
Okay.
Because of the money he gave.
Okay.
Because of his disappointments.
Yes. With the direction.
Yes. So the question I'm asking you is, what if you know about people being funded politically? Why is it that perhaps Uhuru does not want to say, okay, I want to give these people 300 million to do their stuff? Why would he have a problem with that? Because you think that he's not sending Pauline Njoroge with some. Ama analeta tu Prado mbili J10. Natosha sisi.
Why the biggest question is, what is the return on investment?
No, but if I go with your line of thinking, then Pauline Njoroge should not be there in the first place. Or am I missing something?
Is Pauline Njoroge also pursuing her personal interests?
She is.
Thank you. Then that answers the question.
No, it does not.
I may use my position to advantage myself to my personal interests at the expense or in the name of.
Yeah.
How many pastors collect sadaka in the name of God?
The dog owner is seeing where the dog is going to. Is coming. Why are you coming back home? Where have you been?
Do you think God is seeing pastors who are collecting money and are not using it for the intended purpose? They're collecting it and enriching themselves and buying jets, private jets, and people are suffering. Most people who go to church actually are very poor, but there's sadaka being collected every other weekend. If churches were there to actually solve the issues of people, see, some of these poor people would be getting, even on rotational basis, some little money to start some business because the sadaka is too much. I'm just saying, for example. So, could pastors be using the name of God in a particular way?
Yes.
Could Pauline Njoroge be using the name of Uhuru in a particular way?
Yes.
Thank you.
But Uhuru is, and God is not saying something.
God is not saying something. It's just like I know you.
Just like the God of the Catholics is not saying something about the basket that is having the coins and the notes.
No, at least for the Catholics, you can see they have missions everywhere. Most developments that you see in most countries.
But the question I'm asking you is, Uhuru is attacking that Uji of his in the evening.
Yeah.
He looks at news and sees Pauline Njoroge popping out of the car.
Yes.
Why are you there?
What is Pauline Njoroge talking about? What is the reform, Jagiru? You know what we're saying here is, it is too much blank shots. What is the reform policy? What is the question they're talking about? Let me give you an example of young people who are talking about something.
Okay.
If you go to Senegal, despite their difference, despite the political differences, Faye and Osman Sonko are talking about fundamental issues in Senegal, which is the $13 billion debt. They're talking about how do we pay it? Do we pay it one off? What do we do? Are we going to go back to French or France? Or what do we do? It's speaking about issues. My question is, if you see Pauline Njoroge, what is she talking about?
Do we have a video of her?
What is she talking
Linda
about?
Mwananchi? Huh? I'm seeing it on the slate, so why is it on the slate?
Yeah, because
How it is on the
maybe.
slate, right? Okay. So then
I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know. Maybe you tell me. You're also a Kenyan, Jagiru. You also watch these things. Don't just ask me questions. Do you also know what she's talking about?
I am supposed to be a journalist.
Unfortunately, you're also trapped.
I'm supposed to be a
You
journalist.
cannot. Christian Amanpour, who is one of my favorite journalists at CNN, says that there are moments as a journalist where you cannot afford neutrality. Yeah, neutrality becomes
Sometimes I speak.
You need to speak.
Sometimes I speak.
Because we are analyzing Pauline Njoroge and what she talks about. What is the reform agenda?
I have talked with Pauline Njoroge several times on a WhatsApp message to come to Political Ethic, but she just blue-ticked me all the way.
Look at that kind of a person.
So I imagine that she's not interested in being questioned.
Yes.
She's not interested in answering questions.
The day she accepts to come, allow me to sit with her. I will also be here. Whether I'm in Kakamega or where, I will ask permission from my clients to come.
Yeah.
Yes. I need to sit with her. There's some questions that we have to ask each other as youths. Because we can't be old, then we are saying, blame game in old age does not help. Let's do these things when we are young and ask her, where did the money go? That's the biggest question that Pauline Njoroge needs to tell us. I've always asked Mundalo, where did the money go? He said he was not part of the planning team. Of course, we know he was not part of the planning team. But those ones who are sitting at the core, who are in charge of the communication, who are in charge of the firefighting, who are the spin doctors in Jubilee.
If you look at the postings of Pauline Njoroge for the last 1 week,
yes,
there is nothing she says about the country. She's just talking about things are getting twisted. The Rigathi Gachagua will play a critical role in the formation of our presidential team, the organization of our coalition, and the campaign ahead. Okay? There is, if you look at what happened to Justice to be our shield and defender, court finds that a person's constitutional right. It is.
That's what we call glittering generalities in propaganda.
It is political fluff.
Yeah, political fluff.
I think it is political fluff.
Yeah.
Do you have the video? Let's see. I think she's just getting in. I don't know what the video is about, but let's see the video.
Directly to us and not the law firm that is filing on behalf of the Law Society of Kenya. And so we have done so many high-profile cases, including Adani, including is it micro?
Let's go on. Let's go on. So we have found that okay. If you asked me about Pauline Njoroge, I think that she's a very brilliant human being. Right? And she's very good, I imagine, with communication, but I also don't know. You know, I really wanted to sit with Pauline Njoroge, and one of the things that I like about Abizwena as a member of Linda Mwananchi is that she faces her demons and faces her fears and faces the people that want answers.
A very honest human being.
You know, but Pauline slips through your fingers and hides under the table. and does not want to come out. She does not want to answer questions.
She doesn't want to take accountability.
Yesterday I was called by, in the morning I was called by somebody very high in the camp of Wiper Party, and was asking us why we were grilling that young man. Don't you guys have a heart? Okay? And I was like, were we really grilling him, or we were just asking questions?
Let them train their people who are going to speak. It's simple, Jagiru.
No, but why? Because I imagine that boy is a very young member. Mr. Peter is a very young member of Wiper. But he's the one who has volunteered himself to come out and speak on behalf. So Vigogo wako wapi?
They're not talking.
Wameokopa.
They want to use these young boys. And you know, by the way, Jagiru, I told him, we talked in the morning, I told him, you know, I didn't know that, number one, you are young.
Okay.
I didn't know. For me, when Jagiru calls me on the bench, I know Jagiru is empaneling me with somebody who is of equal mettle.
Okay.
So I'm not handling you as a child. I'm handling you as an equal. And I believe I was very kind to him. I believe in academia or in political questioning and in journalism, you don't hand people with gloves. Go bare knuckles and ask the tough questions. Because we're not here to do apple polishing. We're here to ask questions which, it is his candidate. Defend your candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah, defend your candidate. If you can't defend your candidate, I told him, don't worry. I didn't know. But now that I know, I will help you do 1, 2, 3, 4. Abby Zwena can tell you that I've told her, Abby Zwena, train these girls who you guys are taking to TV. For me, I would like, before I start fighting somebody, let me first consider, is this an equal? Because how are you going to fight somebody and you've not trained them properly?
Yeah.
So something little that even Nani can do, Pauline Njoroge could do, is even just to pick the young Gen Zs who are appearing on national TV. You've seen Alionya trying her best with Mbadi all over. She's tried her best, by the way, quite something.
Yeah.
You look at this other team of Abizuen. I told her, take these people and train them. Train them how to research.
What is wrong with them?
They should be trained. They're very good. Yeah. Nothing's wrong with them. But they're not prepared. When you're going to interviews, don't go with generalities. Go with specifics. Do you know why Meguna always wins interviews?
Yeah.
You can hate him, but you'll always be glued to watch. Why?
Yeah.
The gentleman has facts.
With dates.
With dates, specificities. He goes to the date and time and what you exactly said. And he has the know-how and he knows how to deliver with confidence. You don't cow around a point and then you say people are tough on you. No. The aim is to remain effective, not good. You need to be effective. So, what Pauline Njoroge should have done, even on the minimum, I should see her taking the teams and going to sit with them somewhere, and even saying mentoring the next generation of leaders.
But there is also this idea of negotiating with media stations.
Why do you need to negotiate with media stations?
Negotiating in the sense that let's discuss what we are going to discuss.
No.
There's a lot of negotiating in Kenya going on right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are they negotiating with you?
Yeah, somebody called me in the morning to negotiate.
Oh.
Yes.
How does it go?
Huh?
How does it go?
It doesn't go well. and I have a feeling that I might cheat you.
Yeah, I'm also thinking I'm also thinking you're about to lie.
That is going to be right. But you sit here.
Ukikaa hapa.
Unajua Swahili wanasema unapatwa na madadi. You know Swahili.
Unapatwa na
madadi.
Manadi.
Madadi.
What that?
I don't know, man.
You got a term that I don't know.
But then do you know Linda Mwananchi?
No, I don't know.
Come on, Odhiambo. You're not a Swahili.
No, I'm not. I come from Kabondo.
Linda Mwananchi is the deep end, bro.
But you're teaching me. Every day I learn.
Very good.
It's called Dinila?
Lindy. Yeah, Linda Mwananchi.
That's nice. I've learned something.
Loose translation.
All right.
So if you got yourself... So when somebody sits here and the audience are watching and the cameras are looking... these cameras look like humans.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, if you look at the eyes, they're very intimidating. This is look like humans.
And also what I've realized also is the reason why a lot of people should go to a lot of these interviews.
Yeah.
Because when the lights are out, there is a gentleman who came here and performed dismally. And then the following day he came to my office and it was brilliant. And I was like, okay.
Preparation.
Can we go to Irungu Kang'ata? We want to play the Irungu Kang'ata with Jeff on Citizen and hear what he had to say about Ruto and the UDA.
So for roads, it's okay. But I know I've heard people complain concerning the affordable housing program and also the markets. Okay, when Uhuru Kenyatta was the president, I remember he came up with these ESP markets. One is in Githurai. It expended about 800 million Kenya shillings. And up to now, no one trades there. Another one is in Kieni, if I'm not wrong. He put up a huge market. When you enter there, you find very few traders. So there is every likelihood that some of this market, that model is the one that has now gone into public expenditure into markets. Yeah. If you don't think creatively, there'll be very few traders. When you look at the money pumped there into vis-a-vis the number of traders who will come in, I suspect there'll be a mismatch. I think Kenyan traders, they prefer an open market. It would have been better to deploy that money into opening up urban roads in those markets. The other thing from where I see it is, personally, and this is my personal view, and by that I'm not challenging the president and his agenda. You remember, this is his government. He has the right to conjure whatever plans he has for Kenyans. It's the right thing to do. But I strongly believe some of these resources would have been sufficient to give free secondary day school in Kenya. We have 2.7 million students in day schools in Kenya. Out of pocket expenditure on average is 13,000. So if you have 13,000 times 2.7 million, that's about 35 billion. So when I look at where Kenya has put money into, vis-a-vis the money required to give free secondary school.
Na Linda Mwananchi ndio ile vuguvugu ambayo imeleta Wakenya wote pamoja na imeongozwa na Sifuna. Kweli ama uongo? Kweli ama uongo? Kuna mtu aliapply kusema mahali atazaliwa? Kuna mtu aliomba mahali atazaliwa? Sote ni jabimo. Na ile vuguvugu inasukuma hiyo agenda ni Linda Mwananchi ya Sifuna na Babu. La pili, mimi nimeangazia sera ambazo zinaweza sukuma Kenya mbele. Na nikaona la kwanza, lazima tupatie priority mambo za factories na manufacturing. Na hii serikali nimeona wanaongezea ushuru kampuni ambazo zinatuandika kazi. Mpaka zinatoka Thika, zinatoka Mount Kenya, vijana wanakosa kazi Kenya mzima. Kweli ama uongo? La pili, tuko supposed kupatia priority maneno ya
Yeah, so Odhiambo, this is Irungu Kang'ata.
Yeah.
Let's see who Irungu Kang'ata is. One minute so that we can go on, right?
Yeah.
So Irungu Kang'ata is let me bring that. Irungu Kang'ata is Dr. Francis Irungu Kang'ata. Born in 1980, is the governor of Murang'a County, a lawyer and a principal of Irungu Kang'ata and co-advocates, corporate law, holder of a PhD in law from the University of Nairobi, and law lecturer at the Catholic University of Eastern Africa. His political career began at age 22 as Murang'a councillor back in 2002. He was Kiharu MP just before Ndindi Nyoro, 2013 to 2017, on a TNA ticket, then Murang'a Senator 2017 to 2022, rising to Senate Majority Chief Whip May 2020. He was de-whipped in February 2021 after a leaked letter warned Uhuru Kenyatta that the BBI was unpopular in central Kenya. He then aligned with Ruto's Tanga Tanga movement and won the governorship on a UDA ticket in 2022. He first gained national fame defending Rebecca Kerubo against then Deputy Chief Justice Nancy Baraza. Okay, so the current positioning, Kang'ata has not joined Linda Mwananchi and did not and did attend the June only attended the June 14th rally in Thika. All right, so that is what Irungu Kang'ata is. A very slow-spoken guy. But again, the question that comes out is, where is he coming from? Is he coming from, because we have established that Pauline Njoroge is coming from Uhuru Kenyatta, and by extension, the Jubilee Party of Kenya, correct? Do you think that Irungu Kang'ata is coming from DCP? Because at the tail end of that conversation, he actually tells them to go and speak to Rigathi Gachagua and Matiang'i and Kalonzo to have some sort of arrangement. What do you think? Is it the same play? Is it the same idea that they are getting too porous?
No. I think Irungu Kang'ata is one of the biggest signings of Linda Mwananchi. If they get Irungu Kang'ata on the bench and they have a proper discussion with him, it's a very big add-on for them. Because these are a sober leader. This is a man who can speak issues. Even from that clip alone, you can hear him speaking about industries, speaking about education, speaking about health. There is something that he's speaking about. He's not blabbering like the rest of them. He has some structure. He has some format. He has some organization. He has a delivery. He's a man who I can listen to, whether he's boring or not. I can listen to him on and on and on and on. Because normally, very boring people are always very intelligent. I can listen to him because you have to be bored enough to listen to him. And I think he's one of those Mount Kenya leaders who are not turaku. He does not do politics of popularity. We call populism politics, yeah? He's very well structured in whatever he wants to share with the people. And I think his history talks or speaks for itself. He's a man who speaks candidly through letters, open letters, that shows integrity. He's a man who develops when he's given the chance to develop. I think we've seen what he has done with Murang'a. It's amazing. I have driven across Murang'a. I have gone to the hospitals in Murang'a. I did a medical camp there. In fact, 3 days straight, we did a medical camp in Murang'a. And he's somebody who you would understand that he's actually hands on deck. He's working. He's somebody who, in terms of a thought process, political thought process, is those people I can quickly have into a think tank for Linda Mwananchi. He's a very objective character if you have him on the side, because he does not just come from these empty politicians who just want to be politicians because leadership is glassy and beautiful. He wants to be a leader because he comes from a philosophy. Remember, he's a PhD holder, okay? I don't know which philosophy he holds particularly, but he's a PhD holder who is very excellent at what he thinks can be the change. Because at a PhD level, Jagero, we all know that he should be able to introduce something new that's going to revolutionize the society. That's why you're handed over a degree in philosophy. And he, in terms of development, I can see it. It is clear. In terms of thinking, clear. He's one of the biggest signings that Linda Mwananchi can have on board, either as a think tank or as a friend.
But yes, no, somebody is saying that, Jagero, you should stop reading things for us. You should say us from your own perspective. But surely, this Cool Frank is a joke. I mean, facts are just facts.
Facts are facts.
Yeah, I'm just reading facts. And I've not Googled, it's in a document. Mr. Cool, chill. So, but do you think he's there to stay?
Yes. He will not, of course, join Linda Mwananchi because politically it's not viable for him. He's also very politically aware.
But then what have you been telling me all along?
No, what I'm telling you is he's an interesting signing. Signing can be as a friend, signing can be as an advisor, but politically he has to be aligned to DCP because DCP is what... Okay, let me put it as such, Jagger. Okay. Karl Marx talks about this clearly in Marxism, and he says leadership of the society politically should be left in the hands of a few brilliant people. For them to think on behalf of the nation, okay, and give guidance to the nation. That's what's happening in China with the Politburo, the 7 top Politburo in China, right? You must have seen that.
Yeah.
It's what's happening in Russia with Putin and his chefs and the oligarchy, okay? It's what's happening in any communist state, Belarus, name it, etc., okay? There's another school of thinking that talks about leadership being democratic. And I've said democracy is a popularity contest. Popularity contest at its best, not merit-based contest. That's why parties then help us come up with leaders who are proper, political parties. Because then political parties determine what is the ideology, what's the philosophy, where do we want to go as a people, how do we channel it. Then they choose their people, they select the candidates through either direct nomination or universal suffrage or whichever other means that they deem fit, okay, to give candidates to the people. Now, if you look at the people, the bulk of the voters, normally when you're an elite and you tell the people, this is where we need to go, mob psych is always wrong. They don't listen to voices of reason. They admire voices of reason, but they don't listen to them. They listen to these other voices, which are always going with the psych. That's why I've talked about theories before here, which are practical. I've talked about the spiral of silence theory, okay, where you are the one who has a brilliant idea but does not speak is overshadowed by the loudest, okay? And those who start to speak early then control the narrative. Let me not skirt too far. With that alone, Irungu Kang'ata finds himself at a position where he has to make a decision. And the decision that he has to make is either to decide and go by his mind, which is, of these political parties, the one that I see, or the political formation, the one that I see that is most practical, the one that I see that is most ideological is Linda Mwananchi. But Linda Mwananchi lacks structure. That's what I've been saying here. So he can't join them. Okay? So where do I go? Where are the people going? The people who the legal bit of voting says they will turn up and elect a party and elect a person at the voting day, on the voting day, are in DCP. The psyche of my people are in DCP. You can't fight the system from outside. You get in, then change it. That's the best strategy to do things, unless it's a revolution. Okay? So he says, you know what? If I go against the people, I'll be out. So what do? I have to survive first. Any human being has to survive first. Any government has to survive first. So he says, for me to survive this political storm, there's a political storm in Mount Kenya under DCP, you have to go to who? You have to go to Rigathi. Of course, we know, intellectually you can look at Rigiji here, then you put Irungu Kang'ata. You all know what it means if you put them on a weighing balance. Utaona mali uzito iko. Nisiseme ni nani. But he says, okay, this is where the people are, so let me align with them. But in his heart, deep in his heart, you can see, he's going to, why is he making his first appearance at Linda Mwananchi and not at DCP? Now, do you get that?
Oh, that is interesting. This is the first time he's making his appearance not at DCP but as Linda Mwananchi.
Linda Mwananchi. Why is he doing that?
Why?
He's doing that because ideologically, his ideals are within Linda Mwananchi. But Linda Mwananchi does not have a structure. Utaka wapi? Utaka wapi kwa Linda? Okay, Jagero.
You cannot, Irungu Kang'ata cannot say, I'm going to be looking for my second term through Linda Mwananchi.
No,
you can't say that.
Political suicide. Cannot try. Second term of DCP. Hey.
Let's talk about faith. And Sifuna was very, 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 very happy with this signing.
Yes.
Okay? I want to read a little bit about, where is she? Faith. Okay?
Yeah.
So she's Faith Odhiambo, born 1986. Is the immediate former 51st president of the Law Society of Kenya, serving 2024 to 2026, and the only second woman to lead the LSK after Rachel Omamo, 2001-2003. She is from the Luo community. Of course she is. Her father lectures at the University of Massena, right? Okay, and what is her education? She holds an LLB from the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, diploma from the Kenya School of Law, and an LLM honors in international commercial law with European law from the University of Kent in the UK. She's a PhD candidate at the University of Nairobi, where she also lectures business associations, banking, competition, and consumer protection law. She's a partner at Ombok and Wood Advocates, a consulting partner at MMA Advocates, a chartered arbitrator, a certified public secretary, and former board secretary of FIDA Kenya. Okay, did she rise to national prominence? During the 2024 anti-finance bill Gen Z protest, providing legal aid to arrested and abducted protesters, demanding the release of missing persons and earning the public nickname the People's Chief Justice. Now, in 2025, she won Commonwealth Law Conference Rule of Law Award. Okay? She declined a 2024 appointment to Ruto's Public Debt Audit Task Force, and so on and so forth. So, what do you know about her? What does she bring to Linda Mwananchi?
This is one of, again, the most brilliant minds that, in my view, Linda Mwananchi has captured.
Okay.
Very brilliant mind. Faith brings to the table, one, the legal backing or the civil society legitimacy, because she comes with a lot of political capital in terms of legitimacy. It can be banked and then it can be checked later. She comes with the genuine interest of protecting the people. We've seen it in how she's gone around protecting the people whenever the abductions were happening in the very rough terrain of President Ruto's term. And I think Faith Odhiambo also brings with her the legitimacy of the law. Because when she comes to Linda Mwananchi, it's like these guys understand the law, and because the country is run on laws, it is important for them to have somebody in the stature of Faith Odhiambo. And I've always thought before that a Kalonzo Faith Odhiambo ticket looks like a beautiful one.
Kalonzo?
Faith Odhiambo ticket.
Kalonzo Faith?
Yeah, Kalonzo Faith looks like a beautiful one. Yeah. It looks, I'm not saying it can convert, I'm just saying it looks very beautiful. It's something, that kind of a lady is quite good.
Two momos.
Hmm?
Mumnyario.
No, you can't say that about Faith. Faith is good. She's admirable. I mean, I've sat with her.
Yeah,
she's come to my event as one of my chief guests.
Yeah.
She's and by the way, you know she never charged me a thing.
Yes, I know.
She never charged me a thing.
That's why you like her.
Not
for the things she did to you.
No, not because, of course. Look, number one, I must look at my selfish interest. My apologies. If people don't look at their selfish interest, that's their problem. For me, I look at my selfish interest.
I think that is the most boring ticket you'll ever have in this country.
I think it will be
Faith Odhiambo and Kalonzo Musyoka. Oh, that is horrible.
I think it will be an interesting ticket. Can I tell you why it will be interesting?
Okay, tell me.
Because Faith, she just needs to train the voice kidogo. Nimpashe moto kidogo kwa sauti.
You started talking.
Yeah.
You started talking.
Because the only thing that you don't know about her is maybe her political voice. People have never heard of it much.
Yes.
But you see, this time you don't need a rally kind of politician, by the way. What you need in this economic quest is people who can speak positively and properly about economic questions and the rule of law. Faith can speak properly. We've seen her on TV, she speaks properly. I've sat with her one-on-one, I've asked her these questions. She speaks properly. Her interaction, her character, meticulous. So then the next thing is just, nyinyi unajua mnataka matusi. Ati uchiek, umor, tibim, those oil. Those are the things that I think those are the things that Kenyans love. They want to listen to people who are sensational.
I think Kenyans are a bit charged now.
Yeah, look at British politics. There's this guy called what's his name? You're a Briton. This guy, the one for Reform Party.
The Ruto's and his friend, Trump's friend.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
The Reform Party UK.
Yes.
It's Trump's buddy like this.
Oh, Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage, you hear him speak. That guy can't speak at a rally, but he's moving Britain. That guy,
because of the snippets he talks about. He says that all Kenyans should be kicked out of UK.
Snippets, number one, but two, is there a template ready for such type of leadership? Yes. If you look at this girl from Nigeria, Kemi Badenoch, you listen to how she speaks. She cannot address a rally.
No, that one can't address a rally.
She can't.
No, she can.
No, she can't.
No, that one can address a rally.
She does town halls. She's very good in town halls, but not rallies. You know.
But you see, a town hall is a whittled down rally.
Okay, so you get the point.
People shout at town halls.
You get the point, though. That town halls are more decent, more formal. In rallies, it's like public lynching. So Kenyan politics is rally politics.
Yeah.
And Faith Odhiambo may not be best suited for rally politics. But because I don't believe Faith Odhiambo will stand and say, "Oh, Mama Meiva." She won't say something like that. She's that decent kind of a person, you know. And so she fits to be speaking in the town halls. And she can do very well with town halls, just like Kemi Badenoch and this Nigel Farage guy, and even Keir Starmer himself. Actually, British politics is less of rallies. Majorly, it is within town halls, yeah? And that is where perhaps Faith Odhiambo fits best for this.
People of the internet, what do you think about Kalonzo Musyoka
and Faith Odhiambo?
Faith Odhiambo's,
it's a nice ticket. I
don't know. This Odhiambo last name, I don't know where it's coming from. I think this is why Odhiambo is having ideas. But
no, my wife is also called Faith, but it's not like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That thing is muddied. Number one, you've got a number two.
Yeah.
You've got a number two.
Which number two? In terms of the ticket?
No. In terms of number one. You see, someone number one is called Faith.
No, I've said my wife is also called Faith.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking that you... That's why I think Jagero discussed the lineup. President Sifuna, Deputy Irungu Kang'ata, Ndindi.
That's a good ticket.
Okay.
That's a very good ticket.
President Sifuna,
Irungu Deputy.
Irungu Deputy.
Then supported by the
Murang'a's
Pope.
Governor.
Yes.
Prime CS Matiang'i. Kalonzo Musyoka, National Assembly.
No, Kalonzo Musyoka haendi tu nyumbani. I think Sifuna's
Faith Odhiambo is the incoming Nairobi senator.
Yes, of course, I said that already.
Somebody is saying that Kitonga is saying anything with Kalonzo is dead on arrival. The structure we're talking about is in Azimio.
Oh, it's in Azimio, yeah. True.
Okay, all right.
But Azimio is a dead
Nigel is a full-blown racist. That is why the people love him.
Yes, authoritarianism.
And I'm happy somebody is saying that now.
Yeah.
That is the reason why people love him.
Yeah, British is moving authoritarian. They're moving right. Right-wing politicians. They hate institutions.
That I think is the issue right there.
Yeah.
But I think Kalonzo Musyoka's ticket, Sifuna Kang'ata, anything Odhiambo says is dubious.
Yeah, I think no, I'm not Odhiambo. I'm Odhiambo. Yeah, surely. Now, even if I love for you as Sifuna, you don't like it.
Yeah.
If I don't like Kalonzo,
by the way, what you have to understand is that people are very intolerant to anybody that speaks against Sifuna and Babu Owino. And that is very problematic.
Except for that, I don't speak against them. I speak for them just in a more critical way because I don't believe that polishing is...
Those you are splitting hair.
No, I'm not splitting hair, Jagiro. I mean,
you are
these things that I'm talking about here, am I hating Sifuna? In your assessment? If I'm hating him, just tell me, just be blunt with me. I don't have to fear.
That somebody is speaking against...
Yeah.
It is not necessarily that they're speaking you know right now people want to say Sifuna is the beast that is going to take Ruto home. You know, Babu Owino is the beast that is going to take Sakaja home.
How?
These are our bulls.
That is why they give us people like, the challenge.
You don't come close to us. So that is speaking for Sifuna. When you start saying Sifuna has no structure, you're already speaking against Sifuna. And nobody wants to hear.
Now those are people who are intellectually shy. Because if we are saying there's no structure, it's a fact, there's no structure. If there's a structure, tell me, which is the structure? Who is the party leader? What is the party?
There's no party.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hate.
There's no party. Can we have our phone for calling?
Yeah, it's critical thinking. Let's not be shy of intellectual discourses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is constructive criticism.
Anyway, that is what people. I feel like people do not want you to speak against it. It looks like you have been sent by Ruto.
No.
And sometimes I have a feeling
I've never met Ruto. I've never even met Ruto. I don't even know where this guy stays. I only hear he stays somewhere around State House.
But you're taking tea with the people that sit with him. So that is as good as
like who?
With Ruto.
Like who am I speaking with that speaks with him? Who? You mentioned one name. Who?
No, I don't know.
One that I sit with that you don't sit with. Yeah. One that I sit with, I don't sit with, Jagero. You also tell them. Because majorly, I'm the one who introduces you to them.
See?
Yeah.
So the introduction is coming from you, bro.
Yes, because there are people I grew up with in Kisumu.
No.
Walikuja tu Nairobi juzi. Now you want to say Nyamuri. Nyamuri.
Don't speak about them.
No, let's talk about it.
People of the internet, we are going to be picking your calls right about now. So the question we are talking about, interrogating, Odhiambo is lacking decorum. The person we are going to be talking about, there is already a missed call.
They're very quick.
People are fired up, okay? So there is already somebody calling. I don't know. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hey. Yeah, this was brought to me by Big Ted Balozi. Yeah, Big Ted Balozi came to the studio with a couple of things he donated. Donated those speakers, donated a few lights, donated a few microphones.
Yeah, those are the people we like.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Big Ted. That is good. That's good for promoting politics.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, Jagero.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Can you hear me well today?
Yes, we can hear you very well. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Alison from Jojo. Dembo nimekumiss.
Surely.
Welcome back.
Wanawake siasa na pombe.
Hapana. Haya, turudi kwa siasa.
Okay.
I don't know. Odhiambo has a very vile tone towards Sifuna. It is this same Odhiambo that told us that for Sifuna to even consider himself anything close to presidency, he has to make peace, and or even us as his supporters make peace with the fact that at some point he'll have to make deals with people we don't really like, like Akina Gachagua. And that is what Sifuna explained today on Mic Check podcast, which I think you two have not watched. And he explained, he explained all these things, even when he was asked about alliances with people like and what you explained kind of made sense to me, that even then they understand that they have to make coalitions with these people. But then now, once they have set the structure, they will ask each other, in this structure, in this frame that we have made, where does each of us belong? Of which he was even asked, and in that circle, who is going to be your preferred presidential candidate? He said, I myself am my preferred presidential candidate. But I understand that we have not even gone deep into this country enough. Like he said, he's not even been to Teso and all these places, so he can't even really place himself authoritatively as the right person for the job. So he also knows these challenges.
He has to go to Lamu and Kwale for him to know that he's going to be a presidential candidate. By the way,
no, he's saying he has not reached to the grassroots, and he also understands that even on those grassroots, that is where the votes come from.
What did he say about structure? I didn't hear that correctly.
When he was asked about structure, what he said that he understands that they have to get into coalition with people that even some of his supporters might not like. But even in that structure, he was asked, now then who falls where? And he said, as much as people, he addressed, like, for the example, the court orders Matiang'i has. And to which he said that once we form this structure, what we will do, we will sit as principals and decide, like, where do you fall in this? We cannot give you this position knowing very well this is what your weakness is.
Okay,
so we can't just put so and so as president, knowing too well that it is not so good for this minute. But as far as making the deal with the devil,
my dear,
it will happen.
Has Sifuna and Co been going around?
I mean, even if they've gone around for so long, you can't really expect them to be meeting these people in an instant. There are so many moving parts right now.
What does the structure have to do with them going to meet people in Kwale and Samburu?
What do you mean? They have to consider things like finances. They have to consider who are we talking to, who are we making alliances. It's not going to happen overnight. But he told us as of August, we are going to know what we need. So in my mind, the way it is going, they are setting up the basis.
They asked you to give them how long before they come up with the structure?
No, what I think what he said is, like, as of August now, we are going to get the clear picture of how things are going. But I also understand. But of course, there are many moving parts. So let's give Sifuna a break.
Did you talk about Amisi, Caleb?
No, he didn't talk about Amisi, which I also missed. But if you check the comment section today, people are telling you that Amisi has been with Gachagua today, which personally I didn't see because I was listening to that podcast. But if he was missing Amisi, then they're just on the same team still.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me just say this. So, well, I agree with you. I did say that for Sifuna to be anything considerable, he'll have to make deals with some evil people. That I agree. That I said. And what I'm saying now is that as much as that is still true, what I'm asking of Sifuna is, can he have his own house that he can go to the table to talk when he has his own house. Is that fair enough to ask, or do you think that is too much?
No, I don't know why in my head I feel like he has it already. Well, I'm just thinking, I don't know because I'm outside just like you, but I'm thinking that they're making the structures deep within whatever, their party or whatever, which even Abby explained in this show, that surely we don't expect them to like abdicate their seats and all and go and for the whole re-election. We don't expect them to forfeit their salaries. They're also people. So for me, I'm just trying to think about, because even him, he said, it's not even easy to impeach Ruto the way people are asking him to. It's easier to let him run through course and then we go for a re-election, and now we so it's just the practicality of the whole thing.
That's the challenge.
The kupimana nguvu yeye na Babu Wino aliongelelea hiyo.
No, he actually said they are good. He didn't. I don't know our pimani nguvu as far as I know.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is a 2-hour podcast. I need you guys to watch so that you can understand even this thing you're saying. They don't have anything to say other than one term. He say, and the Murang'a also says this, that Kenya has a beautiful constitution.
What did he say about other than one term? What did he say?
When you was asked actually, like, what are you guys about other than one term? And it is something he has always said, and you guys keep ridiculing him. He said, the rule of law he's talking about, it simply means Kenya as it is has a beautiful constitution that can work. All we have to do is restore sanity. You don't even need a politician to promise you roads and what. All we need is someone up there to make sure this constitution works. Everything that they're going to put in manifestos are on. There is nothing that supersedes the constitution. It's all there. We just need sanity. The same way Murang'a said, when you elect me, I'll just make sure the rule of law works. To me, it makes sense because we don't need someone to promise us another road.
Even the United States government has a constitution. Germany has constitution, but the politicians still go out and say what exactly they're going to do via that
of which I know. When now they make a stand, they will come with the manifesto. But to me, what he says makes sense. Everything as that we need is already on paper. We just need someone to follow the law.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's good. Hello, this gentleman says that he says his name, he will be profiled. Hello?
Yes, I'm very worried. Hello, Mr. Jagero.
Yes, how are you doing? What is your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Sifuna.
Your name is?
What to say is that Sifuna.
Your name is Sifuna?
Yeah, my name is Sifuna.
Subaru sikuza zikibii.
Go ahead.
So,
what do you think?
What I'd like to say today, I really agree with Mr. Odhiambo. Because Mr. Odhiambo, what I'd like to say is that you see this Pauline Njoroge, for me, I feel like he's a sheepdog. And she's purposefully sent there by the whole regime so that she can control the flock. Because for me, I feel that the Sifuna should have like the Wanjigi said. You know, Wanjigi for me, last time I told him I took Wanjigi as a Patrick show. But today I'm telling you, like, I'm taking Sifuna like McLucas. The way McLucas dismantled the Italian mafia and stuff. You understand that? So for me, Uhuru knows that if Wanjigi can take the control of the control of the state, he will dig out on all these resources that they have lost, that is hidden outside the country. And that's why you see there are people like Matiangi, then the United Government, and now you see the people like Pauline. You'll find them in this party, in this Linda Mwananchi side, because those ones they are sheepdogs. They are trying to control the masses so that they can't say. There are some certain things they can't say. They are inside those structures. You get my point, huh?
Okay.
And today I listened to Sifuna. He was in the. I didn't listen the whole of it, but I listened it afterwards. He was in checkmate. And from him, I think the mentality of Sifuna is that they want to take like the control of the parliament. So that when they are in parliament, they can have a lot of say in control of the government, how it is being operated, because the executive cannot control without parliament. So I think in my mindset is that Sifuna is not more interested in the presidential side, but in how he can control the parliament. And I think that's why you see, okay, they have disagreement with, and don't worry about the party. Even UDA, it formed in the last minute of last elections. It was just a briefcase party. Ruto bought it. So even for them, they know that they can get party any time. It doesn't matter. You get my point? The only thing they are worried is infiltration. So for me, I think this movement they are making is to identify people who can be loyal to their party, so that when they take the parliament, they can be able to work as a group.
All right, thank you.
That's why you see when they are moving. So they're trying to identify people and try to avoid people like Odhiambo there, because Odhiambo, I know he'll be sent as to infiltrate the party by Ruto. Thank you so much.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Leonard Masika, calling from Nakuru.
You're calling from?
Nakuru.
Nakuru?
Nakuru.
Okay, are you on loudspeaker? If you can get out of loudspeaker, that would be nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello?
Yes.
Leonard Masika.
Okay, there is a problem there. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, how are you?
You can hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. This is the first time I'm making contribution to this show. And I really appreciate the good job that you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Normally I follow up. In fact, I do watch later after you have done the show. But today I really like the minds of Odhiambo.
Today you didn't like Odhiambo?
The way he is articulating issues.
Okay.
And today he has not done well. Number one, when you look at this, okay, first of all, when I look at Pauline Njoroge, I connect her to becoming the deputy governor to Babo.
All right, thank you. I can't hear what he's saying at all. Hello?
Hello, Jagero.
Yes, that's about it. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Leonard and I'm calling from Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah, I have always disagreed with Mr. Odhiambo on very many things. On Irungu Kang'ata, this one, I agree with him. But I'm disturbed with this obsession about Sifuna. You see, Odhiambo wants to advise Sifuna on how to get the presidency. And Odhiambo, I think, I've never heard him say that he has been even a chairman of even a Catholic. So let him allow the Sifuna to start his own journey in his own way. Because I think Odhiambo is a communication expert. He's not a political expert. Although I remember last time he said, I don't know, he was working for AIDA or something. I don't know what he was doing there. But let him allow Sifuna, because these people who have taken that.
Excuse me, sir.
We
can speak orderly.
Tell him to relax. Tell him to relax.
We can speak orderly. We can speak in a respectful way. We can address each other in a respectful way. Because
fine. I understand.
Yes,
I'm your fan, by the way. I'm your fan. Okay, yes. Fine. I'm just trying to say that let's allow Sifuna, just to have his own way on that. Because we can't say that we have a monopoly of ideas on how to become a president. I think the way he has started, he has shown us that he's doing it. He's going everywhere. He's being liked. We cannot say that he cannot make it because he doesn't have a structure. Because one thing we have to agree and appreciate, that everybody has his own way on how to build their political agenda. And I think I like it. You see, I even differ with Hamisi. Hamisi, I think, is a mon who has been sent to come and just disorganize people. Otherwise, Sifuna is loved from the grassroots. Let me inform Odhiambo. Please. I was in Kitale, I could not believe it. I was in Murang'a last week, I could not believe it. I was in Mombasa, I found that Sifuna is the darling of everybody. And in fact, Sifuna today, if there were elections, let me inform Odhiambo that he would pass with a landslide. It's only that it is good for us to advise him. It's good to give him whatever we think, but we cannot dismiss him, especially, this is a national channel. there are so many people who are listening. Like, I have 10 friends who have just confirmed to me that let's try and call in that because they are already listening. So please, I just want, if we can be able to give Sifuna at least a plus, because from the way he talks, he's just dismissing everything. But we want somebody who can at least give an advice and say, Sifuna, do ABCD, but not that he cannot do because he has no infrastructure.
I have a question, sir.
Yes, yes.
What have I said that has made you imagine that I'm against Sifuna?
Yeah, I've always followed you. By the way, I really love your ideas. You're a very brilliant guy. But sometimes the things that I feel that you say, especially today, you see, even Jagero told you, why is it that you're so much against Sifuna? It is not even me who said, because I've just listened to what you have said.
What have I said that has made you think that I'm against Sifuna?
Now, whenever you say that he has no structure, that one I don't. How does
that convert to hate?
No. I'm not saying you hate him. I said that you probably don't agree on how he does his own things.
No. I
wanted to inform you.
I don't have to agree with him, right? But
you see, you are a political analyst on a channel. You are not. You are supposed to be neutral.
No. That's why you get it wrong. Me being neutral is saying that, okay, mimi nimekaa tu ntangoja chenye nafanyika. That's neutral.
No, but you are a very intelligent and you have very good English. Sometimes you can throw in some jabs. You can throw in some.
Kizungu mingi. Nimeona mtu amesema kizungu mingi. Odhiambo ya kizungu mingi, what do you think it means?
Hello, Jagero.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, kuna Odhiambo is pali pabaya. I mean, we have talked about Pauline Njoroge, we have talked about Irungu Kang'ata, we have talked about Faith Odhiambo, and we've talked about Sifuna. What do you want to talk about?
No, I think this is my second time to be watching this show.
Okay.
My name is Moses, eh?
Yes, Moses, where are you calling us from?
Calling from Embakasi East. You asked me the same question yesterday.
I am not able to know. Every time somebody calls, I have to ask where they're coming from, because I'm not asking for myself, for the audience.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, so I just want again to encourage Odhiambo.
Yes.
Of course, he comes out to be very critical of political players.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think this is positive in that he pricks the conscience of the politicians so that then they could be able to see some of the gaps.
Exactly. Thank you. You
that they have.
The person who understands. Thank you.
That they can be able to address.
Yes.
For example, myself, I am no term.
Yes.
But I'm a no term.
Okay. What does that mean in English?
Meaning that I am not in one term or two term, yeah?
Where are you?
Because I'm still evaluating. And I think Odhiambo comes in to help some of us who are still at the periphery to look at these things critically. And if you kind of listen to him,
yes,
he is not negative. He is offering what is known as constructive criticism.
Thank you.
He needs not to love someone as a political analyst or communication expert, but to bring out some silent kind of issues that are there in the community, in the society.
Yes.
Put them on the table and then evaluate each candidate how they are responding to those issues.
I agree. Thank you.
And where he feels that, and I think this is his perspective, and I think I would want.
You watch the gentleman to talk. Surely, you've given the other gentleman 2 hours.
I think that Jagero, you maybe one of these fine days you could get me a show with Odhiambo, so that then we can be able to. Kind of put all these things together in a way that people don't see. Because I think when they see Odhiambo, they see biasness. or in the way that he communicates. But for me, I see it as someone who kind of brings out issues that people should be able to look at, and also to strengthen the candidates themselves. Thank you.
Thank you. Odhiambo.
Jagger, you don't love somebody saying something positive about me.
About you?
Yeah.
I don't care.
But though I...
Not that I don't care about the caller. I just don't care about positives coming your way because it doesn't add to anything. So the caller is brilliant.
But I agree with him.
But how do we know his number? Because we need to know his number.
I need to send him something.
Yeah.
I think that guy understands.
All right, hello.
I'll send him something.
Hello, Jagero.
Yes, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great. Say hi to Odhiambo.
Hello.
Yeah, and who are you? And who are you calling us from?
Umesema Odhiambo ni pombe, siasa na wanawake.
Yeah, I have a wife, but come on.
No, you can't have a wife in this
Odhiambo, this time, men are naturally polygamous. Odhiambo, danganya tu kwa TV, sawa?
But talk to me about Irungu Kang'ata. Talk to me about Faith Odhiambo. Talk to me about Pauline Njoroge. What do you think about Sifuna?
Okay, before I contribute to the topic of today, there is something that has happened in Kakamega today.
Okay.
There was a bus full of students from Mumias who are going to perform from the drama festival.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, some goons attacked the students on the way, plus their teachers, thinking that they were being ferried from a rally of the one time the Rigiji team, was in Western region, and the president was also in Masinde Muliro. So the two-term guy attacked those students on the way in Mayoni area. And the students really got injured. That, unfortunately, is a very sad incident. Yeah, so that is what has happened in the Kakamega today. And the pupils were rushed to the nearby hospital.
So, let me just maybe follow up. The goons who attacked this bus, they're being said they're from which camp?
They're from two-term. They were thinking that those who are the people who are being ferried by one-term people to their rally.
Guy. And after seeing the children, they still beat them up.
Yeah, they beat them up mercilessly. The bus has been dismantled, and the teachers were there wondering what is going on.
Jesus Christ.
It's a very bad state of affairs, by the way. Yeah, so Odhiambo, you went underground and you came back wiser and you came back more eloquent. And by the way, we need a debate with you.
Don't take too much, Odhiambo. You have very little time. Don't take too much, Odhiambo.
Jagero, this guy is becoming wiser every day.
Yeah,
I'm just agreeing with.
Odhiambo anakanyagwa shingo hapo kwa town hall hapo kwa comments. Wewe unasema amekuja akiwa wiser.
But he's wise, he's delivering. He's telling everything I should have said in that podcast.
Okay.
I wish one day you could just bring me on with him. Okay. Jagero kudwa nwangema. Koko dwa to karolor gino wajua uwe citizen.
Bwana.
Jagger.
I think the guy was just saying hi.
No, Jagger.
I think honestly was just saying hi. I think he was saying hi to you, which is okay. We will get him back later. But there is a guy who is zero. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
How are you doing?
How are you?
We are okay, but we are not hearing you properly. Uko kwa shimo ama uko kwa nini? It looks like you are on loudspeaker.
No, I'm not on loudspeaker. Hello, if you can hear me loud clearly.
Too bad.
Try again one more time. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, that's about it. Hello, how are you doing? What is your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Chris Adams.
Okay.
I'm calling you from Nairobi, the Saran region.
All right, very good. What do you think about Mada ya leo?
Mada ya leo, because it's very okay. I just want to give it to Odhiambo for his analytic skills in terms of analyzing this politics.
Thank you.
Of course, I know as much as you want him to be neutral, he has got to he has to make certain decisions and come out clearly on certain issues. So that is why sometimes when you ask people and somebody is telling you I'm not one term or I'm not two term.
Yes.
Okay. Being one term does not necessarily mean that now you are supporting a particular political group there. But to me, my understanding is that when you say one term, it means you want a change. Okay. And if you're saying two term, it means you want to maintain the status quo. So that is the issue. Now, beginning with the issues that you're looking at today in terms of the Linda Mwananchi. So to me, I think Linda Mwananchi is a movement that is made up of more than one political party.
Okay.
So it's a movement. So this pressure of trying to talk about structures, I think the first thing when you are you're organizing a movement is to identify first of all your core identity, of which already their vision is to bring change, to try to tackle some of the issues that Kenyans are facing. So that is something that already they have identified themselves with. Okay. And you can see that there are people from different political parties. And you know, by the way, even ODM, when you look, the last time I checked with the political registrar's office, you know, they have not even made any changes. In fact, even they have not affirmed the political party leader. And that is why when Sifuna introduces himself and says he's the Secretary General of ODM, I don't find a problem with that, because throughout this particular week and even for the last few weeks, we have seen some of the people who are on the other side, they're also coming out clearly, like trying to say they are pushing for a situation where they would want some kind of unity to be made between the Sifuna camp and the Uburu camp.
Okay. And
I'm seeing like the Sifuna camp, it's like they have gone with a certain value. And you realize that even the president is not very much at peace in terms of saying that now the other end that is being led by the other guys who seem to be saying that they are the original ODM. He is not satisfied because he is very keen to look at the numbers, the way the numbers are going to be twisted in case these groups do not come together. Now, looking around, I think, yes. So looking around in terms of what Odhiambo has been raising about structures. Now, Sifuna has been the General Secretary of ODM and is still. And you know, looking at the structures of ODM, you realize that every place they go and they are going for these particular rallies, if you have worked with ODM, you realize that most of the chairmen of ODM chairmen in those particular regions are at the grassroots level, they are always there. And Sifuna still has got connection with those people right at the grassroots. So that one gives him an advantage in terms of the structures.
Okay. And
also the fact that he's able to identify, people who want change, most of them are identifying with him. And that is why even when Kang'ata went to Thika and joined them, to me, Kang'ata is not worried that he's getting associated with Linda Mwananchi, but I'm looking at it from this particular perspective that already there has been a lot of discussion between these political groups, between the United Opposition and even Linda Mwananchi. These people are talking to each other. It's only that they are not exposing anything at this particular level in terms of the things that they are doing. But looking at their body language, even during rallies when they go different places, like today, Ergiji has been in Western, and you find when he's in that region, he's mentioning Sifuna every time at the end of the day. So he realizes that Sifuna has made a name there at the end of the day. So that shows you that there is some sort of indirect negotiation.
We have to take another call, sir. We have to take another call now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Is that Jagero?
Yes, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. I'm calling from Mombasa.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Mopong. I wanted to make a small contribution to your talk today.
All right, thank you. Go ahead.
I think the issue now is
Can you mute your device? You are listening to us and we can hear your TV. Can you mute that and then remove us from loudspeaker?
Roger, fully muted. I think we're okay on that.
Okay.
Okay, Roger. I think the issue we have now is we're looking for a difference. And the difference is to get a new person into leadership.
Okay.
It's not looking at the old.
All right.
I say that's the fever that's going all over.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it is more profound than you guys are debating there. I think you guys should come to the ground and see what's happening.
All right, we will make our way to Mombasa. We were in Mombasa with Jimmy Wanjigi the other day. We'll probably come again. Last year we were also there. So we'll probably come again to Mombasa and talk to the people of Mombasa. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, Roger. Thank you.
All right, let's take 2 more calls and then we can call it a night. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, how are you? Very clear. Where are you calling us from?
I am calling from Nakuru. My name is Leonard Masika.
Yeah, how is Kika Kimani doing her work there? No, Miss Kika, right? Yes.
Kihiga. We cannot complain so much, but still she's not doing well as we expect.
Okay.
Yes.
How about Irungu Kang'ata? How about Faith Odhiambo? How about Pauline Njoroge? How about Thika today?
I begin from Pauline Njoroge.
Yeah.
You know, with the pressure of the Kenya Kwanza team,
okay,
they don't want Uhuru Kenyatta to be in any political rally. So she comes in as a representative of the former regime.
Yeah, so
Linda Mwananchi.
What do you mean by representative? To do what exactly?
Yes, okay, to you know, as the former president,
okay,
you wish to maintain your status quo in any incoming government.
Okay.
Like you remember, Obama had to support the deputy to become the president.
So it is like Uhuru Kenyatta is sending Matiang'i to Gachagua and is sending Pauline Njoroge to Sifuna.
Yeah, Sifuna, so that whichever the team that will be formed, at least Uhuru Kenyatta will be playing part in that formation.
Whoever takes anything is there.
Yes.
What do you think about Faith Odhiambo and Irungu Kang'ata?
That is a brilliant mind. We have seen her job already. And of course, when she takes over, I think she's aiming to become the senator Nairobi.
Okay.
She'll be doing a very good job in the line of oversight.
All right. Thank you very much.
You have not done. I'm not yet done.
In finishing.
Yes. Go to Irungu Kang'ata.
Yes.
You see, when you look at Gachagua, things seem to be not working well with him, especially with the case that is already in the court and is appealing.
Okay.
So you find that whichever way the DCP must rule this country. So is likely to aim that Irungu Kang'ata to join the DCP.
Okay.
And then he deputize whoever becomes the flag bearer of United Opposition.
Okay.
Whether it's Sifuna, then Kang'ata becomes the deputy.
All right. Thank you.
That is my prediction. As for who else that to discuss about.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. This is my first contribution to this show.
All right.
We shall continue contributing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is our last call of the evening. Hello.
Hello. How are you, Jagger?
Hi.
My name is Ibrahim.
Your name is?
I'm Ibrahim.
Okay.
I'm calling from Nairobi.
Okay.
I want to agree with what Odhiambo is talking. He's talking about structures.
Okay.
And if you look at a lot of people who are supporting Linda Mwananchi, They are becoming very emotional, and they even start insults when you tell them that they are Sifuna don't have structures.
Okay.
And maybe if you can just check before 2022 elections, if you look for the UDA party, January and February 2021, they already had structures.
Yes.
You see what structures means is that you start building the grassroots structures. If we ask the Linda Mwananchi, they even don't have offices. They have not opened offices. They have not started recruiting aspirants. They don't have a national outlook. But that's what structure means. Structures are the enduring patterns of the institution, and they organize how the political space will take place. So it's very correct when Odhiambo is saying that these people don't have structures. Yes, they don't, because the structures are the system and the organization that guide how power are exercised and how the decisions are made. But when you tell people from Linda Mwananchi that they don't have structures, they even want to beat you up and tell you that
Why do you think they don't want to answer that question?
Because they don't have structures. It's a fact. They don't have the structures. That's why they are running away from this question. And in fact, when you ask them what is the capacity of Sifuna, they actually want to beat you up and say that you are not supporting the youths of this nation. In
that case, what do you think is the capacity of Sifuna?
Sifuna, I think Sifuna is just riding on the Gen Z waves, and Gen Zs are lying to Sifuna. Okay. They actually know that they are lying to Sifuna. Yes, and for the case of Pauline Njoroge, for the case of Faith Odhiambo, she's the fantasy girlfriend Odhiambo says we cannot have.
Yes.
Because Faith Odhiambo she's not even a politician. She's a lawyer. So I don't think that Faith Odhiambo will add much political muscle to the Linda Mwananchi.
Yeah, but Odhiambo is also saying that Faith Odhiambo can be a very good need to Sifuna, a very good deputy to Sifuna. Do you agree? You don't agree?
I agree she can, but she is a fantasy girlfriend, and that's a fantasy ticket that we can never have. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, this guy has called so much. Let's hear what he has to say. And then Hello?
Hello, yes.
Yes, how are you doing, sir?
My name is James.
Okay, where are you calling us from, John?
I'm calling from Lower Kabete, Kinyero.
Yes. I imagine that is a very cold place. How are you doing?
It's very cold. I'm actually very cold right now.
We can feel it in your voice. Pole bwana. Maka kidogo. Ama weka ile kitu ya nini. I bought some from Jumia, something that heats up the house. Should buy something. Go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to make a point that the country right now is not mature enough for a Sifuna ticket or any other experiment that you guys are saying, something to do, someone like Faith. The country isn't mature enough for such leaders, and I think for the next 15 years we'll have to go on with the old political guard. Now here we are talking of Kalonzo, the people who have been there for a very long time, because the grassroots still politics there. They would know someone from Western in the grassroots. They know Kalonzo but do not know Sifuna, and we are talking about Western, somewhere in the Luya. And so I think the country is not ready for such leaders. I think we are not ready there, and I think most callers here are people based in Nairobi. And so most people based on Nairobi are idealists, people who think. These are people who can vote for Maraga. But the truth is, there's someone who is in Northeastern. He has never even heard of someone like Sifuna in their entire life.
What is your presidential candidate for 2027? Do you have one?
Yes, the ideal candidate for me would have been Sifuna, but right now I have to settle that we need a Kalonzo just to get rid of Ruto. And so it is not ideal.
Kalonzo Musyoka deputized by Matiang'i?
Yes, deputized by Matiang'i.
Oh, beautiful. Your Gachagua is nowhere to be seen on this ticket. What is wrong with you?
I think Gachagua is, I think, too rowdy. There isn't a lot of stability with him. Too rowdy. He's too loud. He doesn't look really presidential. He's a good mobilizer, but then again, we need a sense of maturity, which Kalonzo brings.
Are you saying Gachagua is a goon?
I'm saying that might not be the case, but it is the current picture that everyone sees.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Odhiambo, there are so many callers.
Yeah.
Some of them women that have missed you. So I have to end it because I'm jealous. People of the internet, it's always amazing having you guys here at 7:30 all the way to around 10 p.m. talking about politics. And I am with Odhiambo Tieno. Thank you very much for coming to the show today.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. People of the internet, we talk about these things so that you can, because there are people who appreciate the fact that you can entangle these issues.
Yeah.
So that people get to know, okay, why is Pauline Njoroge probably popping out of the car where Sifuna is, and where Faith Odhiambo is popping out of the car, and why Irungu Kang'ata is suddenly coming and speaking on that stage in the car.
We just enrich the discussion. We make them understand. We would like to, from our little knowledge.
Yes.
It's disdainful, if that's a term, to witness a country that is politically being brainwashed or that is politically ignorant. So our discussions, of course, always just enrich the ladha ya siasa nchini, sio kwa chuki ama kwa mapendeleo, bali ni kwa nia ya kupendekeza ama kuendeleza.
We are pretty inflamed as a country.
Yeah, very much so.
And even me, people are asking me, Jagero, you're there asking questions all the time. Who are you voting for? You know, things like that. And people of the internet, thank you very much. I want to thank Howie and Frank on the mixer. Mr. Maxwell was here doing TikTok. I don't know whether TikTok had come to an end. We had come to an end on TikTok, right? Is it still going on?
No.
Oh, okay, beautiful. Thank you very much for joining us on TikTok. It's been brilliant. The people of the internet, thank you very much. Please, if you want to come and speak on this podcast, you can always go to dialogueswithjigero.com and then apply. It is not like a big application.
Send an invitation to yourself.
So. Send an invitation to yourself that you want to talk to us. All the people that you've seen on this podcast that is different from Odhiambo, they have contacted us that they want to be here and speak to us. If you want to be here and speak about something, I encourage you to read about it, to understand it, because these people on comments are not very nice, and you are one of them. So if you're coming here to this podcast and you're coming with some kind of idea, please research about them. We take about 2 days researching about the topics that we're going to be talking about here. So thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. If you want to send us money, please send us money. The studio is very difficult to run. And
very expensive.
You know, the Ambo's boss, Mr. Ruto, is not doing enough to help podcasters like us. You know, he's saying that I am meeting some of the politicians, but they're not giving me some.
That's just the proof that there's no money. The state has no money.
The state has no money. So thank you very much. Until another episode, bye for now. All right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much. And I just had a break to tell you about my new book. You know, everybody says that there is no job. And that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world, and there is no one to do them, except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. there are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things, build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is odworjigero.co.ke.